2007, October, that's when the stories had the red SUV and the black truck. 2012, in 2012, Tommy's silver SUV didn't work, so we had to park it in the back till someone came in from Sweet Haven that knows how to fix vehicles, took it and made it work later on their own. And that's when Tommy later on got two different cars, and then the one car he's got now is the permanent one. And year 2012, we had that, but in 2007, we didn't have that on there. Learned something new every day. Google's giving us two different versions, because soon Google Street View is going to be updated for May the 5th of 2023 on up, because it was either yesterday or yesterday before that. We saw, Mrs. Story saw a camera on top of a vehicle. So my first thought is a driverless vehicle, because they are doing that. Bob Scofield saw a pizza driver that way. Nobody driving it. Knight Rider ideas. Anyway, my second thought was Google Street View, and it ended up being my second thought. It said right on the vehicle, Google Street View. We were right about here, and it went down the road like that, real slow, and it had a video camera on top. I should have took a picture of it. I had a cell phone. This cell phone, I don't know. I know if it was a government spacecraft, I would have took a picture, because I'm used to wanting to take a picture of aircraft in the sky, so that would be no problem. One thing I have noticed, though, that the sun in 2012 sets over, it rises right about over here, but in 2007, the sun rises over here. The sun was rising over this way in 2007. This is Robbie and his grandfather's house right here. They both live in there together. Then later on, Robbie's grandfather remarried and had another lady over there because his first wife passed away. Then later on, Robbie's grandfather moved with other family, and one tractor knocked us all down, knocked that house down and everything. And Robbie's grandfather let people down the street come and unbolt that and carry it down the street, including the shed. They went down there, they walked it all the way down there. A teenager and some adults. Robbie's grandfather said, if you can unbolt it, you can have it, including the shed. And Mr. Story, he said, you can take all the wood you want in the back, because there's a deck back there, so Mr. Story took all the wood. Me and Mr. Story and Fancy Bobby Robert Story, we carried it and put it all the way in the back. And Tommy got to go check it out. I took my cell phone and took pictures and video camera of the back and the pine trees, which is good because one tractor took all those trees down. I would have thought they would hire a lot of lumberjacks and saw all this down. But they save money and use one tractor to knock all the trees down, knock the house down, and have a whole bunch of trucks. And what you see today, and now you have that over there. That's what the May 5th, 2023 looks like, right there. 5 two-story houses. The new Street View will show that instead. You won't see the pine trees. You won't see Robbie and his grandfather's house with the carport. And I'm sure other areas will look new too. Because the vehicle went down the road and it was the Google Street View car. That what with the camera on top, making a whole new look for Google Street View. See, the sun's rising over this way now. The sun rises this direction. In 2023. But in 2007, when the pine trees were there, the sun rose over in this direction. The times have changed over the years, including the sun used to be yellow, and now it's a bright white, intense light in the sky. God's right around the corner, closer than you think. Stores are being bagless, stores are being cashless, bush gardens and water country are going cashless. And I'm sure King's Dominion will be next if it hasn't. And Walt Disney World is slowly becoming cashless. Like God says, when it gets close and coming back, it'll be a cashless planet Earth. Wake up, folks. Get saved before it's too late. Rapturo means taken up. That's what rapture means. Knowledge is going to increase. The Chinese have got an artificial sun. They launched it a couple of days ago, or yesterday or whatever. And the government invented a transporter. But one thing that God will not allow is a real working time machine, because that would mess up the timeline. We got ion warp drive, we have cloaking devices, Google 3D, when I go 3D cloaking, Guy Kramer's, Hyperstealth Corp, bending light invisibility, nanobots, metamaterials. See, this is what Google Street View is going to show eventually.